Hello. Welcome back to Ragnarol's session 5. Brain fart.
That's a great way to start it off.
That's today's that's today's technical difficulties for you.
In the beginning, there was brain farts. Brain farts everywhere.
Yes. Well, we can just do a quick round around the table. So if Saoirse starts.
Yes. Hello, I'm Poppy, and I play Saoirse, our beautiful cleric, and she is actively transforming into a sort of a werebeast. That will continue during this session today.
Yes.
And my name is Anders or Andy, and I'm playing the young prince Aelos or Aelos, and yeah.
I'm Daniel, and I'm playing Dio, the tiefling bard, running into the darkest of dark nights to see what the hell is going on.
And I am Hege. I'm playing Genevieve, the human paladin.
I am Hydra, and I play Josefine.
And I'm Ole, and I play the lizard folk named Vaseth. Probably a mysterious little fella.
And I'm Matt, and I'll be playing all the other characters, and hopefully no more brain farts today. Well, it's been 2 weeks since our last session, so it's... let's do a short recap. The last session you had, you started by completing your quest, retrieving the goods for the blacksmith. And upon doing so, the blacksmith introduced you or gave you a letter of recommendation to the Ashborn Unchained, which resulted in you becoming full-fledged members. And there should be a ceremony in 2 days' time. But your first quest was to track down some monsters lurking in a forest nearby, and you set out to discover what these monsters was and hopefully drive them away. But in doing so, you found a lost husband of Saoirse named Duncan. And you had a small encounter with him. And he, in the escape from what was going on there while he transformed into a were-tiger, he chased you through the woods and pounced on Saoirse before you escaped to the city. Sitting around the table at a drunken Drake tavern and discussing what to do next, Saoirse felt the urge to go outside. And you noticed she left a claw mark on the table after she left. And while you discussed to follow her or not, you heard some wolves. And for the second time in this campaign, you drunkenly drove out into the forest, but Josefine stayed behind, deciding not to accompany the group. So the party is now split in 3 groups, and to determine how long this will go, I think we will start with Saoirse. And before we do that, I need to remember to turn on the music. Not that loud. Saoirse, you encountered Duncan again in the forest. The wolves led you to him, and what did I do now? Sorry. There we go. The wolves led you to Duncan, and Duncan took you in for the night. You have spent the night together with Duncan and reconnected with your lost husband. And he has guided you a little bit in what you're now experiencing. And he has told you about a kill you must do before the end of the night. Otherwise, the curse will consume your body. And he led you on a hunt. And you can remember that the transformation was complete agony, a burning, bone-snapping ordeal that left you trembling in the dark. But the moon took you, and something primal surged through your veins. And you could hear the forest breathing, feeling the pulse of life in every leaf and branch. You felt your senses sharpen, and your body felt powerful and stronger. With Duncan by your side, he guided you and taught you how to focus the rage and embrace this curse that somebody would call it, rather to succumb to it. And he helped you track down a deer, and together you cornered it. Not driven completely by bloodlust, but the need to feed. You got your first kill. You hesitated, but you did what you have to do. And we go back to the next day, when you're sitting by a creek, washing your hands of the blood, again in your human form. Duncan is by your side. You're strong, Saoirse. Stronger than you know. This is a curse, yes, but it doesn't have to be a prison. I hope you learn to control it more than I can. My fight with this curse is lost, and I will accept my fate. With my brothers, I shall head to the plains of the Great Mother and hunt for an eternity by her side. Oh, I will hope that you do better than I could, and learn to embrace this curse and control it more. Let the strength guide you. and keep the demons at bay. And you can see Duncan slowly start to head away from you. Not able to... You can see that he struggles to control himself. He has kept the animal instinct in check all night to not to hurt you. And now he seeks the great plains of his mother.
I call out to him as he leaves, and I say, before, when I looked up at the moon, all I saw was my goddess. Now when I look up at the moon, I will see you.
He slowly turns to you without saying anything. You can see that his hands goes up behind his back, and he takes off a necklace and he holds it out to you, and you can see your wedding ring at the necklace. Remember me for who I was, not what I became. And as it turns around, he falls to the ground, and in the instant that he touches the ground, he's back to his tiger form. He looks at you before turning away and running into the forest. As soon as he runs away, you also notice that the three wolves and the bear following him, they appeared out of nowhere. You didn't know that they were there. So you sit there alone, washing the blood off your hands, looking at the ring in your hand. And you take a moment to reflect on what's happening with you. And we can jump to the second group, which is the rescue party.
You're coming for me!
Here we come. Rescuing.
So we can jump back to the night before. You're headed out from Ashvale, trying to track Saoirse. You had a pretty good direction of where she went, into the forest. I assume you try to track her down even more. But after a short while, the trail gets cold. It's been about 1.5 hours since he left. You're muted, Dio.
Thank you.
Sorry, what, Dio?
Oh, are we? Like, can you smell something, Vasset?
Their scent is gone.
Oh, damn it! Like I don't know what to do with this. Like, we can run around this forest forever and not find a thing. It's where do we go from here?
As far as I can see. We have two options. We can go to the camp where we first encountered Duncan, or we can return.
I mean, do we recognize like this area? Are we getting close to that camp at all?
To get to the camp where you first met Duncan, it would be another 3 hours walking.
We are not that far.
So, I mean, I think we should wait for daylight. We don't know what we're going into, what we're walking into. I would like to continue on, but if we have no scent, we don't know what we're like. Fell stalkers, whatever we can find.
I mean, we can't just sit here. What if she's bleeding to death right now because we're not there to save her?
And
What if it
good
was all a
would
trap?
What good would it do? Would it do if we sat here? If she was bleeding out somewhere else?
Yeah, but like, she's not here. She's not here. We need to find her or wait to see if we can find some tracks. Anything. I mean, we can start at their camp if we don't know where else to go. We could move onwards towards there.
If what Master Hunter Wayland told us is true, and their senses are as sharp as a wild animal's, they probably still have our scent, even though I may have lost theirs.
A question for the DM. There were no signs that she was forced to leave. She willingly left, right?
Correct.
Well, I mean, she went on her own accord. It seems. Who are we to stop her?
Well, maybe she was hypnotized by this tiger person or the moon or who knows what.
Yeah, but this priest, bishop, whatever type deal said it was a personal journey. I guess this is the personal journey. Run into the fucking dark forest, find yourself, do whatever you want, transforming to an animal. I don't know what we're supposed to do with it. She left us. We tried to find her. We have no way of tracking her. Where are we going now? Are we going to wander through the woods to that camp randomly, hoping she'll be there? What if she's not there?
Well, then we'll move on to the next spot where she might be. We're here to look for a friend that may be lost in the woods, having her personal journey. What if she gets lost on her personal journey?
Are you familiar with the story of the little girl in the red hood?
No?
Well,
I don't think so.
the story goes, she goes into the forest to visit her grandmother in a house. Then she meets a wolf. The wolf tricks her, goes to the grandmother's house, eats the grandmother, and then when she comes over, she gets eaten as well. At the end of that story, a hunter comes in.
That's us, probably.
Cuts up the belly of the wolf, and they come out safe and sound. Do you see a problem with that story? It's not realistic. It's not a sunshine story. It's not all rainbows and butterflies. If she's gone into the darkness and transformed, if she's been eaten, if she's been attacked by something else, we might not be able to save her.
Well, it's better to look for her than
the
nothing.
story, it sounds like it went well for the grandmother and girl, as long as they found the wolf and cut the stomach open.
The story is for children, Genevieve.
I mean, you just told it to me, and none of us are children except maybe Ilos.
Hey, not that young.
You're young. Maybe not a child, but you're not that far, are you? So what was the point of the story then?
The point of the story was, although we might find her, we might not like what we find.
Well, the sooner we do find her, maybe we can help her in some way, and we will like the end of the story.
Yeah, Dio, I mean, maybe if you compare us to the hunter in the story, if we arrive sooner, the wolf wouldn't get to eat the little girl.
Only the grandmother.
Yeah, but the witch actually shouldn't be
Yeah.
living in the woods alone at all. She's an old woman. What's she doing alone in the woods? Crazy. Insane.
I
What a
mean,
weird story.
it is a weird story, but all stories have some merit, and let's hope that your hopefulness and our timing is better than my fears. If you guys are not going back, I'll come with you. I don't have it in me traversing these woods at night by myself.
You know what? Since Vasith can't help anymore, I will ask the Silver Lady what way we should take. Just hold on a second. Oh, great, delightful Silver Lady, show us the way so that we may find our friend and bring her safely home. Wait,
I lost.
do I get the vibe? Does it tickle in my left foot?
You feel a small breeze.
That's the way.
That okay?
She gave me a sign. It's that way.
What she told you?
Yes. With the breeze. Didn't you feel the breeze? It was just me. I'm special. Let's go. I run the way of the breeze.
So you run towards Ashway.
If that is the way that the lady has picked out for us, then yes.
Yeah, okay.
Is she going back?
It sure looks like it.
Should I be offended?
By what, you think?
She said I am unable to help. I am not unable to help.
I think she just meant like that you've lost the scent for now, and that we don't have any big clues to choose a path from.
I don't need a scent to start a hunt.
True.
You humans are strange. You are more agreeable when you're inebriated. Maybe we should drink more before we continue.
I vote for that.
But I didn't
I don't-
bring any.
Well, then I don't really know what to do. Like, Genevieve is running back. If we don't want to like go after Saoirse now, I'm
I am conflicted.
lost at what to do.
We have a chance to write our own story, as you said, Dio. And we can be the hunter, coming too late. We can be try to be a rescue party, coming on time. And like most humans who search for answers, maybe that's the only thing we'll find. You called it closure, Ilos.
Yeah.
It's a thing you humans need.
Yeah. Humans doubt a lot of things, and we need to get some closure to move on with ourselves sometimes.
So I vote we continue the hunt. Maybe I can pick up the scent if we continue.
I also want to just look for her now. I don't feel great about letting her be possibly alone in
Besides,
the forest.
if we locate her, and she has turned, as you guys are keep mentioning, into this beast, predatory beast, and she's grown more powerful. I want to see if she's still an ally, because if she is, we have nothing to fear. If she is dead, we have nothing to fear. If she's been killed by her husband, we have a new target. We have a new quest.
And maybe something to fear.
Can I roll an insight check to see if Vassith actually thinks he can track her down?
Sure.
19.
Oh, he's convinced that continuing the hunt will yield results.
All right. If you think you can figure out a way to track her, I'm with you. I just don't know if I like what we end up seeing.
I want to try to shout back to Genevieve, who's, I'm guessing, still running.
Yeah, she's just
Yeah.
taking
Hey,
off in that
Genevieve!
direction.
We're going into the forest if you want to join!
What are you going? You keep. But this. She says this is the way.
I mean, we didn't hear her.
No, because she talks to me. I'm the chosen one, not you.
How do you know? How did you get your direction?
The breeze. Obviously.
Are you following the breeze or are you going towards its origin?
I'm following it. Because she said so. You know what? Maybe she wants me to get Josefine. Maybe she is the key to finding Saoirse.
She already decided not to help.
Yeah, so I need to convince her. That's obviously what the lady is telling me.
You feel another breeze.
There it was again! She's confirming exactly what I'm saying. I love our connection. Thank you so much.
Maybe Josephine is more agreeable when she's not inebriated.
And this time the breeze is pointing due west, not into the forest and not towards Ashrail.
Wait, now she tells me to go that way. I think it's this way.
Have you considered this might just be weather?
Well, she controls the weather, among other things.
I no, I have no intention of offending you here, but the amounts of rain that we've endured, could that be an indication that she doesn't fully control the weather?
I don't think so. What direction were you thinking of taking then?
That's it.
Towards the camp. To the
Is
Whispering
that
Groves.
westward?
And that's north.
Bassett, you seem confident. I'm gonna follow you. Let's go.
There's another option, actually.
Where?
Because the enemy we might face are not like you, but they may feel akin to me. I can search for her alone. And if they are as powerful as we might fear, our losses might be cut short. And I might be able to confront them in a way that's more natural to them.
Well,
I'm
listen
not
up now,
gonna let you
Sergeant.
go alone, big guy.
Sounds like a terrible idea, Vassith.
Yeah. Is that we lost one. We might as well lose one more if the worst comes. Like that. That seems nihilistic at best.
I don't fear the woods at night, though.
Well, maybe you should. Have you thought
Yeah.
about that?
Well, I've been hunting in the woods for decades. I would be fine.
Have you been hunting the things that we're following right now?
Not necessarily, but I can stay hidden from everything else.
These woods are not the same woods as we got on the Fair Isles, though. There are way worse things out there. I'm not letting you go alone.
Well, as I said, it's an option.
All right, so you head into the forest as a group, or just that's it.
I'm not gonna let him go alone. He has
No,
to run
I
away
wouldn't
from me
let him
if
go
he
alone
wants to
either.
go alone.
So if he wants to go north, I guess we shall not listen to the Silver Lady, and we will go north.
All right, so while you do that, we can skip to Josefine. You stand outside the tavern, seeing your group fleeing out of Ashvale, trying to rescue Saoirse from an uncertain destiny, or fate, if you want to call it that. What do you do? You're
She is feeling a mix of all feelings. At one point, she is relieved and happy that she's safe and that she once again, kind of saved her own skin by carefully and tactily dodging Vasset's grab on her. And on the other hand, there's also a string of guilt and sadness within her that is a very new feeling for someone who's been traveling alone and watching out for their own skin all the time. She's kind of conflicted in how much she should actually care and why she cares in the first place. But I suspect that she doesn't have the ability to go inside the inn alone. And so instead of going into the inn where they have, been getting to know each other and having drinks and meeting Martha, and Martha would probably ask her questions and yada yada yada, she will immediately ignore the inn and head straight for the training grounds at the Adventuring Guild, at the Ashborn Unchained. And when she gets there, she's gonna go ham on the training dummies with all her power and all her strength and just all of these kind of like bottled up emotions that she doesn't want to feel. And she's gonna just try and just knock these these dolls out.
Yeah. So while you're standing there and trying to get a exit from your feelings and an outlet, suddenly somebody parries your blow against the training dummy. And you can see Master Hunter Valen standing there with a great sword in his hand. May I train with you?
Sure. Go ahead.
All right. He goes into a defensive posture.
All right. I will not hold back, and I will try to stab him with both my knives.
All right, roll for attack.
Oof. Jesus Christ, I don't want to kill him. I'm not aiming to kill or anything, just before I like how I said that after the roll. But that is going to be a 24.
All right, roll for damage.
So there's a 24 on the first. I have 2 daggers. Oh shit, and it's a 21 on the second. God damn. So that's gonna be 5 plus 9 damage
So you're quite skilled with attack, but how are you on your defenses?
That's a good
And
question.
he raises his sword. And he swings at you.
Perfect.
Well, that's a natural 20.
Sweet.
So instead of he kind of deflect your blades upward, so he gets you off balance, and while doing that he trips you,
Ah.
and while you're laying on the ground he points his sword to your throat and asks you, why are you here alone and trading by yourself with all these emotions bottled up? Where's your group?
I don't know where they are. They headed off into the woods, and I have no idea where they are.
He raises out your hand to get you back to your feet.
I'm gonna slap it and get up by myself. I don't need a man to lift me up from the ground.
Does 26 hit?
Yes.
He knocks you back down.
Sake.
You might not need a man, but you're weak on your own. You need your group.
Is he unsuspecting that I will blow an attack on him again?
You can try.
Actually, I don't want to blow an attack on him. I'm gonna try something else. Since
Yeah?
I'm so emotional. Does a 17 hit?
Nope.
Okay. You can see that, like, she's getting really, really upset. And as she's getting upset, there's, like, small lightning flickers between her fingers. As if she's, like, about to blow some kind of magic onto him. And then nothing happens.
He takes his sword and puts it on the ground, or into the ground with the hilt up, and he kind of kneels down beside you. I can see that you have a troubled past, but you should know that you're always stronger with your group. And even though you might not agree on every decision they make, it's always wise to stay as one.
It's like they had no rational thinking just because one of us went missing. And they went after her in the middle of the night, which is incredibly stupid. We could have waited until there's light and she would have been so much easier to find. And then they don't care about what I said. All they kept thinking about was to save her, and it makes me feel kind of weird that I don't have the same type of need to save everyone.
No, but you have your rational mind. And if what you say is true, they are out there without a rational person guiding them. As I said, you're always stronger as a group, and there are different approaches to a problem. And even though you're not 100% agreed on what to do, you can always revisit the problem as it evolves. You should never take yourself out of the situation just because it doesn't go your way immediately. Once again, he reaches out his hand and to help you get back on your feet.
I take it. And she gets back up and she looks up to him and goes, Did you have an adventuring party as well?
Of course.
So, what's like the best way to tell them I'm sorry for not following them, or like it's not something I'm used to.
I think they will understand. And I think they know where your heart lies.
Sometimes not even I am sure where my heart lies. But I guess you're right.
He shows you with he pushes you with his shoulder into your chest, which pushes you back, and he goes up in a defensive stance again. Now, let's do this again, but keep your emotions in check. And when you're reunited tomorrow, you will stay as a group.
If
You're
they'll
stronger together.
still want me to be in the group.
Oh, I'm sure they do. Now, let's see what you got.
I kind of
I know.
want to, before we move along, use my mage hand to slap him on the face to get him kind of like bouncing and then just like go ham again. So,
Yeah.
learning how to adapt to this magic.
Yeah. We don't need to roll for this, but if you don't stand a chance, but we can cut back to the search party. And you've been out all night looking for Saoirse. And as dawn breaks, you can see a figure looking like Saoirse sitting by a creek in ragged clothes with blood on her hands, and she's crying.
I immediately
Sure.
tell the others to stay back a little.
No, she needs help. Gigi runs towards Saoirse without a thought, because there's no rational people in this group. Not a single one.
I look confused at Ilos.
Is that you, Saoirse?
I look over, and I nod, but you can all see that my eyes have changed color.
Yep.
They used to be green, and now they are like a orange, yellow-ish. But otherwise I look like myself. But I just nod, I don't say anything. Tears still streaming down my face. I'm clutching something in my hand.
We
Oh my
don't.
god, are you hurt? Just nod if you're okay. Are you okay? Thank goodness, we looked all night. What have you been up to?
I lost.
I can see that. Does it have something to do with what I mean, I guess it did. You just took off.
It is
That's
done
it,
now.
That's his approaches as well now that they're talking.
Mhm.
Do you feel fine?
Do I feel fine? Like physically?
Physically, you feel fine. Actually, you feel
Better.
Mm. better and stronger, more attuned to what's going on around you.
Yes, I am. I am okay.
That's good.
Leo has been standing in the back as everyone's rushed ahead, trying to search for like physical injuries at the beginning. And when she turns around and is just crying, and everyone else is going over to her, Leo is still staying back, looking both puzzled, but with a sense of relief. But he's still staying at a distance.
He has no physical injuries, but you can see that it's blood on her hands and also around her mouth.
Right?
You look awful. Let's get all of this washed off right away.
Whose blood is that, Saoirse? It's not yours, I hope.
No, it is just a deer.
Bassett reaches out a hand to yours if you're still on your knees to help you up.
I take it.
I, for once, am proud of you. But there's one thing I have to be sure of. And he opens his pouch on his bandolier and he takes out the silverthorn bloom and holds it out. Is it still glowing?
It started to fade, but yeah, light, some light comes from it.
Saoirse, present your
Mhm.
bloom, and we'll make sure that you are on the right path still.
Do I have my stuff with me? Do I have it in my pocket? Do I have anything at all with me? Like, I would have brought it into the bars if I was wearing it. I probably would have. It's maybe laying on the ground somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah, we can assume that you have your stuff with you.
I get the flower like a bit unsure because I don't really get it, but I'm like, sure, my flower.
It blooms with the same brightness as yours does, Bassett.
Well, this to me is an assurance. Because when we picked them, and we were not in the right mindset, they immediately failed.
Good thinking.
If you
Yeah.
need to double check, you
That's-
can smell, and I hold my hands out to Bassett's nose. Like,
It's a good,
like,
clean kill.
I look very proud.
And you have received a hunter's eyes, I can tell. I am satisfied.
Thank you, Bassett. I am. I think as well.
So we can head back now?
But Saoirse, what happened to like Duncan and the others?
And
They
the
still around?
grandmother.
What grandmother? Sorry. Whose grandmother?
Well,
That's it.
he,
That was a story, like not what was happening. It was a story meant for children usually.
But there are no children here.
No, but Dio told it to make his point, which wasn't really a good point at the time.
Well, it's hard to tell with your types of magic.
True. As far as I know, no one's grandmother is hurt. Probably somewhere. Not here.
Now,
My moon has fallen off the sky, is all I say. Like to answer Isla's.
there's another thing, and we should make haste. We are still missing a member of our party.
Yet
She
it's so
also needs
strange
to-
that she hasn't showed up.
Where is Josefine?
Why would she show up?
I
Wait,
mean, I
where
was
is
sure she was gonna come.
Is she
Just-
lost?
She was inebriated.
Yeah, she stayed back at Asheville.
We were all inebriated, to be fair. So,
Hey, I only had this much.
progress. She didn't join, or she is lost. What was it?
She didn't join us now when we left from Asheville.
You didn't
So-
see a need to search for you.
I think for a moment, and so like I'm quiet for a little bit and say, "Do not judge her too harshly."
I mean, I get her, but still, yeah,
We should still find her.
yeah.
I hope
absolutely.
she's not lost somewhere. Maybe
I
we'll find her on the
think-
way back.
I think, without knowing what went on after I left, that she did not want to be unsafe, and I would think that she felt the same way for you guys. She did not want all of you guys to be unsafe by following me. But I do appreciate you coming, and I do appreciate that you did not arrive before now. So it was a
Oh.
deer.
You know, that was my lady's plan all along. She held us back to make sure we didn't ruin your moment. That's why you had
You-
such trouble, Vasith. She knows.
You are very adept at disguising your scent.
Thank you.
But do you think you would not control whether you chose it to be one of us or the deer?
Not this night, I think.
That's reassuring.
I guess there's still a lot that we have to figure out about this thing, but please don't
need
run
to
off
make-
anymore.
There's no
Without
need to make
telling us?
conclusions based on lack of knowledge. But we really should make back and find Josephine, in case she changed her mind during the night and went searching for us.
I'd
Good
be
idea.
very surprised if she went searching for us alone. She didn't want to go with the group into the forest in the darkness, and she started searching for us alone.
I mean, that's
I'm
what
not-
I would do if I changed my mind. Which I
don't
wouldn't,
think-
because
I don't think you and Josephine have the same mindset.
how do you know?
Let's call it intuition.
But still, if she returned to the tavern and continued drinking, her disposition towards leaving for the woods at night might change with her inebriety.
Going back to the tavern and drinking is the first sensible thing I've heard since we got here.
Not to interrupt, but does anyone have an extra robe or anything? I am like you guys. Like I have strings on my body. Like I have
Oh my
basically
goodness.
no clothes on.
You can have my blanket.
I feel like Isla's is kind of standing like this in a way. Like don't want to look.
Dio has plenty of clothes in his backpack. They're all very colorful, all very flowy.
That's the opposite of what I wear.
yeah.
I only wear one.
So it's not your style at all, but he will offer up like a yellow shirt with like a black stripe going across it.
And Ilos also just
Oh.
like kind of takes off his like red cape and just like holds it out.
And Baseth
Thank
presents
you guys. I put
thick,
it on.
a thick, blanket made of leather, and it's like furry on one side, so it's really warm. It's actually one of his only possessions.
Thank you guys. I wish I could keep it. It's really beautiful. I smile through my teeth, but I am genuinely thankful. Just not my taste, except for the fur. I love a good fur.
Oh, by the way, you have
Well-
fur between your teeth there.
Oh fuck.
All my things are too nice. Do you want this hair tie though? You can have this hair tie.
It's okay. It's fucking smeared in blood. So I don't think I can do anything with it.
I'll hold on to it for now.
Thank you, though. I appreciate it.
All right,
least-
so you
Like we both have red lips. I try to make a really bad joke because I'm like, this is awkward. Let's go.
That's so sweet. Oh.
20s.
so you head back to town. Keep discussing among yourself on what's happened to Saoirse. When you get to town, you find Josefine. Where?
She is suspecting that they would go straight to the inn after they came back. So she is in the tavern at the table that they left from, but she's kind of pacing a bit back and forward. And Josephine usually wears Genevieve's lipstick and this whole black out eyeshadow. All of it is ripped away. It's just her bare face. And for the first time, when you actually look at her, you can see that she has beautiful little freckles all over her face, and her eyes are kind of more blue than that pale, like white color that kind of shines through when she's wearing all that makeup. And she's kind of like, without even doing like no kind of insight check, you can see that she's kind of pacing around like a little bit on edge. And she's also like holding something.
Josephine's not here. Let's continue our search elsewhere.
No. She has the posture. It looks familiar. Josephine,
Huh?
it's her. Hi.
We didn't
All
recognize
this
you there.
time?
You guys are all
You
safe.
guys are blind.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You guys
no thanks
are
to you.
blind.
That's-
That's it. I literally did warm makeup on you. Do you remember? You were beautiful.
You look so different.
Yeah.
Something.
Here you go. And she's gonna hand out a poster. It's a wanted poster. With all different kinds of names stamped on them, but they all have Josephine's face with different kinds of makeup, and they're somehow a bit variable in the way that they have described her, but a quick glance you'll recognize that there's some form of features that are similar, and they have a wide range of price. And of each of them, on the back, it says, "My life may be worth gold, but it's also worth like risking that for you guys." And she's like handing like it like she's been preparing for this like all night, and she's like, so I don't, and she doesn't kind of know what to say as she's like rushing to like get everyone and like greet everyone, and she kind of stays a little back because she doesn't want to like, it's a bit awkward, she hasn't really done this before and she doesn't really know what to say, so she thought it would be better to write it in paper and yada yada yada.
My god. Wait, do we all get a different wanted poster?
Yes, so
A different variation?
yeah, so
Oh my
they're all
God.
a different variation of her, and they have different names. I have them all written down if you guys want to know or inspect the paper itself.
I would very much like to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, Dio has
Details.
gotten a paper where it says the shadow. The goal that she's wanted for is 1,000 for that one. And it says mainly theft, but possible murder. And on the back it says, "Don't be a dickhead, but I'll save you the next time," or something like that. Like it's all personalized to all of you. On Gigi's, it says, "I'm sorry, but I may have committed one crime before." And I hope you can forgive me for it, is on the
One
back.
crime.
And you have gotten one poster where it says Llewellyn on it. And I'm not wearing any makeup on that poster. Vasset has gotten a poster where it says Josefine. And she's wearing this like very hunter's mark makeup on it, and she's like having her bow shot straight at like the drawing of her, and it says,
I really like this. I really like this war paint. You should keep this one.
"Thank you, Vasset." And on the
But I
back,
have trouble reading.
on the back, it says not anything long, just like forgiveness, just one word, forgiveness. Question mark.
I show it to Isla.
Ilos has gotten a completely different poster, which is a more of like a missing poster, and it doesn't have a name stated on it, and it's a completely different poster that seems to be older than the rest of them, and it's just barefaced Josefine with like her hair very long, and it's like straight down, and it says something about need to, and then it's burnt off on the side, so you can't really read like if there was any price of gold or what she was really missing or wanted for. And Saoirse has gotten a poster that says, oh god, what was the last one? I wrote it down. Hold on.
I'm surprised that you think that I was gonna be alive. Thank you.
I had my hopes up in
Ultimate.
case. And
I have a backup for you.
it's oh, it's in here actually, where I stored my notes. Here it says. It just says Etheria on it, and it says wanted for illegal identity, and then on the back it says, "I'm sorry, I didn't come to get you. Please forgive me. I will come next time." So yeah, that's kind of what's going on.
All this. Are these your siblings? They look so much like you.
Yeah.
Wow, it's uncanny.
It's me. So they're all me. And for a while, before I decided to, stick with Josephine, I was called a bunch of different things. And when I told you, Dio, that my life is worth actual gold, this is what I meant. So I just wanted to tell you guys that I'm trying to rewrite myself, and I want to rewrite myself with you guys as heroes.
Yes, because it says here you did crimes. A crime.
Yeah.
One.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. But you want to do better now, right?
Yeah, I'm here to make up for all of that.
Okay.
I can see you caught some of the diplomacy classes you were speaking of earlier.
Right.
You want to atone for your sins. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
They're also, by the way, all stamped with Felspire. So none of them are stamped from other places. So she has just been wandering in the continent of Felspire, and that's kind of why she is avoiding, obviously, going back.
Oh, have you been carrying this around all this time? Have you been really scared?
Yeah, sometimes.
Oh, do you want a hug? Come, get a hug.
She hugs Gigi, and
The Silver Lady will forgive you. She forgives you.
Possibly, maybe one day. And she will turn and look at everyone else, try to read what's going on into their minds by their body language.
Well, while Ilos is explaining to Vasseth what's really actually happening, because Vasseth is not particularly good at reading, knows a few words in common. He looks at you and says, "I see no problem, other than that this war paint is fabulous."
I can teach you how to do it.
I'm curious to how Dio looks.
Yeah, me too.
Dio, in the instant he saw Josephine, had a very confrontational look on him, but seeing Josephine's demeanor, it simmered down for a bit, trying to gauge the room, trying to see how the other people reacted. And after being handed this flyer and reading the back of it, a small smirk comes up on his face, and while this conversation between Gigi and Jojo is going about, he's making up his mind about how to react to this. And when she turns to him, he's going to take a step forwards and say, "No life is actually worth gold. It's worth so much more. We'll figure out how much together." And he's going to put a hand on her shoulder and lean in and say, "I think you should stick with the freckles." And then he's going to go over to the bar and grab drinks for everyone. Very uncharacteristically paying for everyone's drinks tonight.
Well, Vasseth is gonna do his routine once more. He's gonna produce the silver thorn bloom and just hold it out, giving the sense that he wants everyone else to do the same, like centering them inside in like a circle.
Right?
When you return, Dio.
I just instantly do it as well.
Yeah.
When I see him
Josephine's
doing
in.
it.
Sure, yeah.
And seeing that if all the silverthorn blooms are still, faintly glowing, he's going to try and rekindle that glow with the use of his spell, Druidcraft.
So, okay. Please describe what you try to accomplish and how it would look.
Well, when all the hands are like centered in the circle with the blooms nearly touching, he's going to start wave his hand over them, and the magical threads or strands he will try and bind them like together and see if he can make the glow puff up a little bit. And he's going to say some words that as long as we keep these and we can rekindle the glow, we should be a hunting party.
Now, as you do this, as you trace your hand above the blooms, you can see that the light from them start to touch one and all of your fingers as you move them around. And as you hold your hand in the center, all the light goes from the bloom and into your hand. And the blooms in your hand shrink down to a single seed, a more hardened material. And as they do this, the light from your hand flows back into them, and they shine again, but this time slightly brighter.
As long as these motes glow, I will trust you.
That's a very nice sentiment, Bassett. And upon you doing this, maybe our group name should be based around this. How about the Bloom Gang? The Order of the Bloom? Bloom Town? Bloom
Bloom
Nation?
Town.
Perhaps not Bloomtown, but I'm down for
Bloom Crew.
the Order of the Bloom. Bloom Crew?
Order of the Bloom.
The
Bloom?
Silver
maybe
Blooms.
the seeds of
Bloom?
honor.
Well,
Yeah.
Martha comes over to you with another round.
I'm not paying for this one. I had the first one.
It's
who's
okay.
got
I
it?
got it.
I got it.
I got it.
Okay.
And Martha says, I will take this round for you again, since Saoirse is back and safe. You owe me for a table, by the way.
Yeah, sorry.
But remember that the ceremony is tonight, so perhaps don't go full throttle on the beverages.
Perhaps
Sorry, I
some
didn't
fruit?
catch that first word.
What?
I didn't catch the first word you said there.
Ceremony is tonight.
Oh no, but before. Don't?
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah.
The meaning of that word is a bit iffy to me, but we'll see what we can do.
Yeah.
We'll make sure
All
that
right.
we are stable for the ceremony. It's also now that you probably can see that immediately without the makeup, Josefine just looks so much nicer. Like she looks so much kinder and softer and not like hardened in a way, and not like kind of like not like how to say it. An owl, like she lives out on outside. Now she all of a sudden like has some glow to her.
Well, Basith holds up his seed, looks at it, and says, "How about silver thorns?"
I like that. That's got a nice ring to it.
Me too.
Silver
That's almost
yeah.
regal.
Yeah, perhaps stray away from that thought, but I like it.
I mean, regal name, a regal name could be very useful in certain situations.
I suppose. Don't you think one is
You-
enough?
You wouldn't know anything about that. Would you?
Absolutely not. Isn't one enough, is what I was thinking.
Well, it's not gold, is it? It's just silver, but it's a noble material no less.
Silver thorns. Huh?
Silverthorn.
I'd say we drink to that.
A.
Yeah.
To the silver thorns. Cling.
I don't drink,
Alright.
but I blink. I get a glass of water.
Yeah.
It's also at this time where if Saoirse has any sort of like blood or anything on her, I'm casting Mage Hand with like a warm cloth and just getting it off of her on the side. So there's this like little. It now has a shape and color. It's this little like gold sparkly hand that is kind of iridescent and it's just like very friendly looking, and it's just warming you if that's what you needed, or if you have blood in your hair, it's kind of like trying to remove that.
Martha, can you draw us a bath?
Dio, of course.
Excellent. Gotta look fresh for tonight's ceremony.
That's true.
Yeah. So, no, go ahead.
I just wanted to turn to Josefine and like with the kindest friendly look that Prince can produce or wear, say don't worry, don't have any second thoughts about staying in the city. When we went out, it all went alright. And if there's one thing I've learned, it's that we are now what we may consider a family. And we accept everyone and each version of everyone. And as I point to all the different posters, for better and for worse. And there's nothing to worry about.
Thank you. It's highly appreciated, Your Highness, and she's gonna kind of like do a pretend bow, which is looking awfully gracefully for the fact that she is just like there. But yeah, she's gonna mock you a bit, but also like very much appreciated.
I not just like scoffs of the mocking bit.
All right, so as you sit around the table and enjoy a few well-earned drinks, I think we should take a short break before we start the ceremony.
Sounds good, sounds good. There's been so many good comments here. Thank you all guys so much for just being here and having fun and enjoying it as much as we can. I want to shout out both Alcatraz, is that correct? And the Blimp, right?
Yep.
For subscribing, which is like so cool that you're choosing to support us. We really, really, really appreciate it. It's
I need to learn.
yeah, so point fingers and then
Yeah.
middle fingers. So middle fingers go down and point fingers curl. Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Perfect.
Excellent. Good job, Matt.
we really appreciate each and every one of you, and we're now going to take a 5-minute break and then we'll be back. Make sure that you have some snacks ready and some drinks ready, and we will see you guys in 5. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Welcome back to this night's story. Would you like to discuss a little bit more around the table, or shall we start the ceremony?
Vasset has one sort of theme he wants to address.
Yep.
In our tribe, we have what you might call a hierarchy and clear role definitions. I think that would be useful within our group. And I have a thought. Ilos, you being a prince and coming of a king, you should be our leader when hard decisions are to be made.
I don't really know what to say to that. I appreciate the thought and you appointing me for that.
You are a king in training, are you not?
In training is the key word here. I mean, I believe mostly, or for the most part, the decisions should be made by the group and by maybe a vote sometimes if the need may arise. But I will certainly, in other situations, try my best to always benefit the group.
In
Well,
principle,
I'm mostly thinking of the situations where the humans are inebriated and are not able to agree.
principally, I think that we should all have a democratic vote about it, and then if that doesn't work, then we have one principle to live by, and that's just stick together.
Yeah. Stick together seems like a good principle.
And the other principles, like from the guild, to protect those who are weaker than us and
Yeah, well, obviously.
to fight darkness. Like, yeah.
I think that's a good way to come around it all. I don't necessarily think we should appoint anyone a leader. That burden is it's a heavy one to carry, and also there should be a vote every time something hard shall be done, or if we disagree in a very harsh way.
But even I can count. If we don't agree, if there's 3 votes against 3 votes, I think Ilos should have the final saying. We should have appointed this beforehand and not at the situation where this arises.
All right, then I have a counter offer, because I think that Saoirse should have the double vote. Reason being is that she seems to be the most rational of us, and she doesn't drink.
Counter offer? How about not Saoirse, because she does not know what she's carrying around right now and doesn't control herself.
Theo,
Bold claim.
Theo,
Well, I'm just saying what
your
everyone's
time.
thinking.
I wasn't thinking that. Thank
Well-
you. Counter offer. We can always ask Silver Lady. She's great at
no.
giving advice.
No, that's a firm no from me.
What do you mean?
No gods.
No.
You feel a
God.
small gust blowing through the tavern.
See, she agreed. Immediately.
What
Did you
exactly
feel
did she
that?
say
You
today?
felt that. Tell me you didn't feel that.
I didn't
Wait.
feel.
What?
Martha, can you please close the windows?
I can't
You're
hold
being
her out.
misguided.
She has given her answer.
And what was it?
It was yes to my suggestion.
But you're the only one who knows what she's saying.
Yeah, but I'll tell you. I'll always tell you. When
That's
have I
not
not
you.
told you?
Well, you've told me so many things. You even said that you could pray to your goddess to change the weather for the better, and that didn't happen.
I mean, only if
you've
she
done nothing
feels
to
like
convince
it,
me
and
that your
only if it
god is
benefits us. Hey, maybe it's more beneficial that it rained that day. Who knows? She has her reasons. There's always a reason.
I'm putting my vote as a no for the Silver Lady.
Listen, why don't we do the voting? I feel like in most cases we will agree to do what is the most logical in the moment, and we can always bring this up again later once we all know a bit more about each other's good and bad sides, if we so wish to.
Yeah, let's
We have
postpone the vote.
technically only been on like 1.5 mission plus the flowers, so
Hmm.
it's been like a week.
Spoken like a
two.
true leader, Saoirse. Maybe that wasn't too bad of an appointment after all. But yeah, I think that's a good idea. Let's wait and see.
That is ironic because you guys have never listened to me, so I don't know if that'd be a good choice
Well,
because I can't convince you.
We're relatively
Well-
sober now. Let's see how it progresses.
I don't think anyone can convince any of us when we've set our mind to do something. So that's that much is clear.
You know what? Let's just let the mission guide, like the goal, which is to protect the innocents and the infirm and the weak and the,
And we all
all
stick
that.
together.
Yes,
Because we're all in this together, and we.
that's
So on
right.
and so forth.
Hmm. The silver thorns stick together.
All right.
I really like that name. Excellent choice, Vasith. Great suggestion.
Oh, I want to talk to Martha really quickly.
Yes, dear.
I like walk over to Martha.
Yes, dear.
Do you mind if we keep the table? I can pay you for it, but I would honestly really like to keep it.
Of course. You're special. It's your table. It's always there for you.
Thank you. Just a DM question, because I'm a bit. Where did we keep our like not the stuff we carry around? Let's just we have extra. Like I'm guessing we have some extra clothes laying in a room somewhere. Like we sleep here, right? So it would be here, or do we sleep? I don't remember actually where do we sleep?
You have
We never do.
quarters.
That's the.
You have quarters in the Drunken Drake Tavern
Yeah.
because of your dealings with the Vermin King. But you, now that you're members of the Ashborn Unchained, you're also welcome to stay in the barracks there.
Okay.
But
We just haven't moved over yet, but basically.
No, your base of operations is the Drake Tavern.
Okay. I want to go up to my room. I put on some of my normal clothes and I try to sew together as quickly as I fucking can this tiny patch on my dress, like on my shoulder, or something, just like a little piece of everyone's clothes. I'll rip just like a little bit because it's gonna be white. But I just take off a little corner, like off the fur, and a little bit of the ugly yellow thing, and a little bit of the robe, so that they hopefully won't notice, but they will see that I added it, but not notice when you wear it. And it's kind of just yes, add it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cute. And I come out and I with my dress on, and I want to give the stuff back.
Right.
Thank you for letting me borrow everything. And I probably also took a bath because I had blood everywhere. So
Yeah. I will assume that you have all dressed up for this ceremony as well as you can, and also cleaned yourself a little bit, except Bassett.
Thank you, boy.
He's just, well, Bassett.
Not considered dirty.
No. So, if there is nothing more you would like to do, you head over to the guild hall at night to start.
What does everybody's nice clothes look like?
Yeah,
Do
I'm
you have any
excited too.
idea?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ooh,
I
I'm
want to
excited
hear.
too. I want to hear. Who goes first? I think Dio should go first. I think Dio is one
Dio,
of those
Dio,
who
Dio.
has like a vast variety of like closets. So he's gonna be the most
Alright.
extravagant.
and Mr. Outfit.
Extravagant is a decent expression for this. It is a very it's like a looks kind of like a uniform if you picture like a very like uniform cut suit, but it has like very big shoulder pads and it has like a silver cape, and the uniform itself is black with yellow distinctions on it. And there's a bunch of holes and like there's small threads that are. It seems like something's missing on the chest of it. But it's like there are bows and stuff around his neck, and he has like the scarf that's slung around. So it's semi covering it, but there's like something missing if you look quite closely. And his the pants are just full yellow, and it's like shiny, almost like gold. So when he's walking around town with his silver cape and his gold pants, everyone can see the fucking light show going down the street.
Excellent.
And Saoirse?
Is white as always, and it is covered. Well, not like completely covered, but like kind of like shoulder plates, like intricate, like metal, like just like all over. Kind of like spreading out like trees, not like more like a spider web, I would almost call it. Just tons of tiny strings, kind of just like chain and chain, like everywhere. And it's made to like reflect the moonlight back. And I have like, don't think like a wedding veil, but it is like a head covering that like starts here with like fastened with the same like metal piece and is white and like goes long down. It's not a wedding veil. I just want to point that out. And yeah, and some fucking high ass heels.
Mhm.
Right, and Alos?
Well, Ilos hasn't really packed with him a lot of the very formal regal clothing, but he does wear a finer robe with some ordained metal leather straps like around him, and into them are different carvings of like some doves and some ships and yeah, just different symbols of varying forms. And also he packed with him and is wearing like this olive branch that you wear around your head, like not really a crown, but ish a little crown, more like a tiara shaped, but yeah.
Oh.
What about the red lady?
The red lady is wearing sort of like a little bit of a bunad inspired dress, almost like a national clothing situation, with a like really nice jacket with silver details and flowers embroidered. It's in like white, like a nice natural white and green and red. Some thigh-high boots. And yeah, the silver flower is in her hair, and she's like really like she's combed her hair super nice, so it's like shiny. The lips are as red as ever. She looks amazing, and the shield is obviously polished to shit. So
And what about Josefine?
Well, with a bit of a changed appearance, she is not wearing like that heavy, dark black, like faded out eye makeup. It's very light. Her freckles are on full display against her pale skin. Her hair is down, which proves to be surprisingly long. And it's like kind of like slit back a bit. And she is wearing her regular white shirt that she had, because she doesn't really have a lot of things. But instead of the ripped up pants that she usually wears, she has a black skirt that is kind of like hanging like a pirate, that is like tugged into her corset. And she's wearing a few shoes, and the only noticeable thing that is kind of different to what she would usually wear is the fact that she's now wearing a necklace with a ruby on it. A gold necklace around her neck with a shining and very pretty ruby displayed.
And what's Vassit's take on getting dressed up?
All right, so I get it. We had some time to prepare for this.
Yep.
So Vasset would have been instructed in, getting dressed for a formal ceremony of sorts. And when he's explained what's expected, he will go around Ashvale looking for people who have chickens, and he will collect black feathers from their chicken pens, and he will craft himself, this sort of formal feathery headband, and also a similar sort of feathered getup for his belt and bandolier. And he will take his piece of leather, which has the edged symbol of Varkath on it, and adorn one side of his bandolier with it. And he will also do another thing. He will take his staff, which is sort of ordinary looking up at this point, and he will use his magic to craft it like more naturey, and he will attach the silver thorn at the top of it, enclosing it, in vines, to adorn it. And he will, in this, as a part of his, crafting, he will bond to the staff with a bonding ritual that he has, and it will be adorned now with leaves and thorns and the silver bloom seed at the tip.
Right.
And attach a few feathers to that as well.
All right. So, dressed as nicely as you can, you head to the guild hall. And you are greeted by the person sitting in the front desk. Welcome. To start the ceremony, I will lead you into the guild hall. But I must ask you to leave your weapons and armor here.
Is that right?
Is that usual?
Yes, it's a gesture of humility for the guild.
Dio immediately just pulls out his daggers, because he never uses them anyways. He's still carrying his loot, unless he's instructed not to.
Yep.
I also just like giving the dagger, giving the scimitar, giving the bow. Like, here you go.
Genevieve neatly puts together the rapier and the shield, holds onto it for a moment before she carefully gives it to whoever takes care of it or puts it where it needs to be.
Yeah, that's if sticks is sticking to the ground.
Right.
fuck. Oh god, this is okay, with
Come
anger
on, Greco.
and very restrained, she is unraveling her skirt where she has 2 knives attached on her thighs, and she opens up on a belt clutch. She has a short sword. On another belt clutch, she has another knife. And then, like, hidden somewhere you didn't think she would have a knife, she 100% has another knife. And the last thing she does is unclip a belt attached to her back, where it's like neatly tucked Roy, the most precious thing on earth. She hands it carefully over and says, if one thing is wrong with this when I come back, I will make the entire house burn.
Alright, Josefine, let's
Wouldn't be the
calm down a
first
bit.
time.
And so she
Throwback.
like cries a little bit when she sees Roy being taken away, and then she goes and she's like, okay guys, I'm ready.
There. It will be fine.
It's
Mace.
Roy. I'm worried.
What? You give your mace or keep your mace?
I give my mace. I
Yeah.
never used that shit. I can keep my holy symbol. I ask.
Yeah.
Yep. Bye bye, mace. Oh, did I need to give my shield too?
Yeah.
Damn it. Okay. Boo-hoo.
You are led into the
Oh, and my
guild.
short bow.
Yeah. You're led into the guild's grand meeting hall. And you've been here once before. It was rows of chairs in a circle around a table. And on the table it was carved the map of Talgar. All that has been removed. And the room is darkly lit. And in the center of the room, you can see a circular table. And at the center of the table, you see a small campfire. And one person is standing beside it. And in the corner of this circular room, there are 4 more people standing, and you recognize one of them as Master Hunter Valen. The person standing in the center, you can see that his armor is in a deep crimson color, and you can also see the inside of his cloak is full of gold, and you recognize these colors as the symbol of the Grand Hunter. The chest piece features an embroidered phoenix rising from flames, its wings spreading across onto his shoulders. And he has a helmet with a T-shaped visor. And the cloak is adorned with gold chain meeting in the center in the form of a phoenix, and its wings spreading out as his wings. You can also see that he has a ceremonial longsword with a pommel set by a ruby. And the 4 persons standing at each corner are the Master Hunters. And they are dressed in a similar fashion, but they have a slightly shorter cloak in midnight blue, and where the Grand Hunter has gold, they have silver. And you can also see that each of the Master Hunters bears different arms. You can see that Master Hunter Valen has a great sword. And the three unknown Master Hunters for the time being, one has daggers, one has a long sword and a shield, and one has a great axe. You're led into the circle. The Grandmaster or Grand Hunter looks at you, and you stand at the edge of the table. You stand here, Ashborn, but unproven. Today, you swear to rise, not as individuals, but as one, bound by flame and oath to the hunt. From ash we rise, in flames we stand. And suddenly, Master Hunter Valens take a step forward. By blade and wit, you have proven your courage. You have faced the unknown and returned unbroken. Another one steps forward. Through sacrifice and resolve, you have earned the right to carry the name of the Ashborn. But a name is not enough. It must be forged in fire and blood. The third one steps forward. The hunt demands more than skill. It demands unity, loyalty, and the strength to stand as one against the darkness. The fourth one steps forward. We welcome you, not as students, but as equals, prepared to face what others cannot. The Grand Hunter beckons you to join him.
I do.
And he produced a small ceremonial brazier, and its flames glow with unnatural intensity. He holds it up towards you. Place your hand above the flame. Feel its heat. Swear to never falter, never flee, and to never extinguish the fire within your heart. Repeat after me. He looks at you all. I swear to upon the flame to protect those who cannot protect themselves.
I swear
I
swear
swear
upon
hold
the
the
flame
flame
to protect,
to
to
protect
protect
those
those
who
who
cannot
cannot protect themselves.
Hunt darkness wherever it may hide.
To
hunt
the
darkness
wherever it may hide.
Dio.
Wow.
Sorry.
Fucking deal.
To rise from ash and in flames to stand united.
To rise from
rise
ash
from ash
And if
And in
and
and in
flames,
flames
stand
to
united.
stand united.
And he beckons you, one by one, to pass your hand through the flame. It burns without any harm, leaving a faint mark on your palm. The guild's emblem, a phoenix rising from the ash. The Grandmaster steps forward and placing a hand on Saoirse's shoulder. By this mark, you are bound to Ashborn Unchained. Your strength is now our strength. Your fire is now our fire. And he hands you a cloak of burnished copper, giving you the rank of a veteran slayer. And he does this to both Dio, Genevieve, Josefine, and Bassett. And he turns to Alos.
Wait, I sense where this is going.
Given your background in the guild, we promote you to Prime Hunter.
Called it.
And he gives you a cloak with forest green color and with black details around, with a black phoenix at the center rising from the flame.
I like really, really humbly accept it.
He steps backwards, looks at you all. You are Ashborn now. Go forth and let the flame of your courage light the way. The hunt calls. May you always answer it. And the master hunters standing in each corner from where you are bows their heads towards you. And you haven't noticed this before, but it's quite dark. And suddenly you see several hands rising up and clenching their fists. But there are people all around in the shadows around the corner. And in a quite booming voice, you hear, "From ash we rise, in flames we stand."
From ash we rise, in flames we stand.
Yeah, we repeat the.
And the entire rooms erupt in applause. And you're officially a member of the Ashborn Unchained. Master Hunter Valen goes and shakes each and every one of your hand.
Genevieve curtsies a bit as she shakes the hand also.
Josephine looks like she's gonna puke.
Yeah, Vaseth is, straightened in his back, which is quite unusual, because this is a sort of a proud moment. So it's actually very tall in its little room.
Even taller than before.
Yeah, usually he's a little bit
It
hunched.
grows half a meter.
Yeah, the normal stance is a little bit hunched, but now when he's stretching up and correcting up his neck, he's like really tall. Very proud stance.
Okay.
I definitely am looking very, very proud with a big smile on my face, and my teeth are a bit more pointed than before, but
Yeah.
I'm still happy.
Can Dio try to talk to the Grand Hunter?
Of course.
Alright, so Dio is going to move cautiously up to this big guy and say, thank you very much, but there's one thing I was wondering. Is this like a working outfit now? Are we required to wear this at all times? Or
Important questions.
This is a ceremonial outfit. You
oh my
can
god.
choose.
I mean, okay.
You can choose to wear it. I assume that you have talked to Master Hunter Whalen in lengths, and this is the first time you see him wearing his formal ceremonial gear.
Yeah, but he never looks stylish, though. I was wondering if that's something in-house you decided to do. Like, we're not gonna look flashy, or we just don't follow fashion at all. I wasn't aware if you had like a policy around that. So I'm just very thankful to know that I can just use proper clothes, for lack of a better term, and then just put this rust bronze, whatever this cloak is called, for formal occasion. I'll keep that in mind. Thank you very much.
No problem. Enjoy this night. It's for you.
Oh, I will.
And everybody in the room comes up to you and congratulates you.
Oh god.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Can I try and hide?
The pleasure is mine.
Uh,
Josephine, not hide.
You can try to hide, but it's a high DC and disadvantage since you're in the center and you're kind of the
The
focus
center
point
of the universe right now.
Yeah.
Jesus
That's
fucking
you.
Christ.
You are the sun.
Oh god. Traumatic flashbacks. I'm gonna puke.
As she's trying to hide, Dio is running over to Genevieve to give her the news that we don't have to wear the fucking robes.
Oh, thank goodness. I was like, I want that. And she points to the Grand Hunter, the one with the
Right.
flashiest outfit. I
That would
want
be
that.
nice.
Yes. But this, not my color.
Mm-mm.
No.
So what did you roll?
25?
At disadvantage?
Hold on. No. That's a... Oh god. 22 with disadvantage.
Okay.
I have a
You managed
plus 8
to
to stealth, by the way, so...
you managed to slip in through the shadows.
I'm trying to hide behind the shadow, behind like Master Hunter Wayland, just kind of like
Alright.
keeping to the side, avoiding greeting everyone.
All right.
Question to you,
Yeah.
Matt. The grand meeting hall, or the room that we are in, that
Yeah.
was the same room that the statues we saw earlier.
Yep.
Stand. Yeah. Ilos is then just after everyone has like done the greeting part and he's like done the formal things there. He goes over to the statue of his father for a little bit.
Yeah.
All right.
My plan was to talk to Ilos. I think I follow after, but like maybe like a minute or two behind, if it's okay.
Yep.
Vaseth follows him quite immediately, but just puts a hand on his shoulder. And when he looks up, Vaseth will simply just give him a nod, and then turn around and walk away.
Yeah, I stay at like a distance, like not far away, but I don't want to like intrude. So I wait until it looks like he's in the mind space.
Mm.
Yes.
So do you want to talk to him? Saoirse?
Right.
yeah, when he's ready.
Yeah, so you just see Ilos like takes a knee at the statue, and after a little while, he just gets back up and bows his head and turns like around and sees you.
I'm standing, like I'm like leaning against like a wall with my legs kind of like crossed in front, just waiting patiently, and I smile at you, and I walk over and I'm like, "That's your grandfather, or great grandfather, or who is it?"
If I've gotten this correctly, I actually think it's my father.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Wow.
I I have to talk to Master Hunter Wayland to know exactly for sure, but it really seems like it.
I smile again, like I kind of keep smiling, but it turns into like a warm smile and say, "He will be proud of you."
I really, really hope so.
Master Hunter Wayland comes
I've
over
known
to you.
you. Sorry, yeah.
I knew your father.
Yeah. Well,
I
how?
I hunted with him.
Really? Like, you were in the same group?
Yeah, he taught me many things. I have never met a better leader.
Oh. But, may I ask, like, what's happened to him since you... Yeah.
All we know that he said he had a grand hunt. It's about 5 years ago. It was something that threatened the guild. And he went into the wildlands, never to return.
And he went alone?
He insisted.
Why? If
no one's
if,
heard
if I may
any...
ask, no offense. I'm still standing there. I'm guessing.
He's the greatest warrior I ever known. And I trusted his instincts. And we never saw him again. And that saddens me. But we have a new master hunter now, who seems quite eager to guide us on the right path, and he has never stopped looking for your father.
But there has been no word from or about him, not one thing.
Not a single word for 5 years.
And, like, do you know, did he say anything about where he might have headed, like, direction-wise, or was it into the wildlands?
I have a general idea of where he went. But if you're to go after him, we need to have a look at your weaponry. That should actually be a priority for your group anyways. You see, most of the foes we in the Ashborn Unchained face are not of this world, and they have immunities that no mortal man have. So we need to have weaponry that can hurt them. So
Yeah.
you should talk to the blacksmith in town and say that I sent you.
We will absolutely do that. Thank you.
And he gives you a nod. I'm sure you will be just as good as a leader.
That's... Thank you, but that remains to see, I guess.
Mm.
He says, like, really nervously.
Does he walk away or does he still stand there?
He walks away.
Excuse me. You know, Ilos. Me, Poppy is laughing. I do not mind.
1 minute, I'll be
Yeah.
back shortly.
We will just roleplay, no worries. I personally would not mind you being our leader, but it would not, no offense, it would not be because of your lineage. It would be because of who you are as a person and the fact that you seem to be the one who's most willing to learn out of all of us.
Well, I mean, as we kind of discussed, I don't think this group really like what it needs. I don't think it really is a leader. But as I said, like if I am given that trust and that responsibility, I will do my very best to make it worth your trust or be worthy of it. But like, I would rather that we do things as a group, as a family, and I don't see us disagreeing on a lot of stuff in the near future, at least.
I
So-
agree with what you say, but in the event that something would happen, it is nice to have someone to look for. And it might change from time to time depending on what the situation is. I just want you to know that for me, it is not because of your lineage, but who you are growing to be as a person.
I really appreciate that, and I hope I will meet your hopes or expectations, anything, really.
Josephine is gonna come out of hiding right next to Dio, and she's carrying 2 drinks. She's gonna hand one of them to Dio and go, truce.
Dio is grabbing that drink quickly because he just finished his previous one and was starting to look around to see if anyone was carrying anything around. And he'll say, "Yeah, we'll go for a truce."
Vaseth, he will, in turn, he will start with the Grand Hunter, introduce himself, get his name, then he will continue to the Master Hunters with the daggers, long swords, and great axe, and get all of their names.
Right? Do you want them?
We can, yeah, please.
I need to find them here.
And Vaseth will introduce himself with his name in the common tongue, which is Pathfinder. It's up to, I think it's up to the rest of the group if they wanna, catch that or not.
I
What
Right.
would
probably
you
won't
say?
because I'm not here.
Yeah, what would you say is like the passive perception of any of us like catching it? Then maybe some are above and will hear it, and others are and won't hear it.
Yeah, probably around 13, I guess.
Yep.
I'm really sorry, but I actually have to close up
All
for
right.
tonight. But as always, I will give you a small cliffhanger before I leave.
Can't just have a nice party and end it on
No.
that.
No.
No, Josephine.
We're just getting
Can in
drunk,
fact not.
Matt. Just let us get drunk. God.
All right. That's
Again.
it. As you take the names of the grandmasters, you notice that one of the grandmasters has the same eyes that Saoirse now has. And with that, I'll leave you to it.
Dun dun dun. Which weapon was that one? Because there was a dagger, longsword, shield, great axe, and
That was the great axe.
Noted.
noted.
So thank you for tonight.
Thank you guys so much for tonight. We really appreciate if you've been here. And we shall catch you guys on the next time.